Imagine this. You're sipping coffee on a beach, the sun is shining, waves are crashing, and then, bam, the Earth just stops spinning. What happens next? Would you be flung into the next country at 1,000 miles per hour? Or would you just sit there wondering why your coffee's suddenly airborne? Today, we're diving into the wild, chaotic, and downright bizarre consequences of what would happen if our planet hit the brakes. Buckle up. This is going to be a wild ride. Why Earth spins and why it matters. Let's start with the basics. Earth has been spinning like a cosmic top for 4.5 billion years ever since it formed. Why? Because way back when, a swirling cloud of gas and dust gave it a kickstart. And in the vacuum of space, there's no friction to slow it down. That spin gives us our 24-hour days, shapes our weather, and keeps our climate cozy enough for life. It's like Earth's personal rhythm, and we're all dancing to it. But what if that rhythm just stopped? Let's break it down step by step, and trust me, it's not pretty. Instant chaos, the immediate effects. Picture yourself at the equator. If Earth suddenly stopped spinning, you'd be in for a rough day. Everything not bolted down, you, your beach chair, that random seagull, would keep moving at 1,000 miles per hour due to inertia. That's like being in a car going from 100 to 0 in a split second, except you're not strapped in. You'd go flying eastward, along with cars, trees, and anything else not glued to the planet. Now here's the kicker. If you're at the North or South Pole, you'd barely notice. Why? At the poles, your angular momentum is zero, like standing still while spinning a basketball on your finger. But for the rest of us, it's a high-speed disaster. Gravity would keep you from launching into space, but you'd skid across the surface until friction finally stopped you. Ouch. The atmosphere goes wild. Let's say you miraculously survive the initial fling. You're bruised, surrounded by debris, but alive. Don't celebrate yet. The atmosphere hasn't gotten the memo that Earth stopped. It's still moving at 1,000 miles per hour, creating a global windstorm that makes the strongest hurricane look like a gentle breeze. The fastest wind ever recorded was 253 miles per hour during a cyclone in Australia. Multiply that by 4, and you get the picture. Buildings collapse, trees snap, and chaos reigns. As you move away from the equator, the winds slow down, but you need to be way up in Canada or down in Antarctica before they're survivable. Most structures, natural or man-made, wouldn't stand a chance against these gales. And that's just the beginning. Oceans on the move. Next up, the oceans decide to take a road trip. Earth's spin normally pulls water toward the equator, creating a bulge that makes sea levels 13 miles higher there than at the poles. If the spin stops, that centrifugal force vanishes, and the water rushes toward the poles. Think hundreds of feet high tsunamis sweeping across continents. It's like the Noah's Ark story, but no ark could handle these waves. Coastal cities? Gone. Low-lying areas submerged. The planet briefly becomes a water world, and survival odds are looking grim. Earthquakes and volcanoes join the party. As if flying debris and killer waves weren't enough, the Earth's crust has its own meltdown. Tectonic plates, which usually drift slowly over the molten mantle, would keep moving at their normal speed, while the surface stops. The result? Massive earthquakes and volcanic eruptions on a scale never seen before. Plates slamming into each other would rip the crust apart, spewing lava and ash into the sky. The landscape would look like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie, with craters and scars everywhere. At this point, survival is starting to feel like a long shot. The big picture, a new world order. Hours after the stop, the initial chaos settles, but the world is unrecognizable. The atmosphere calms, the waves subside, and a new equilibrium forms. But here's where things get really weird. Without Earth's spin, the Coriolis effect, which drives weather patterns like hurricanes, disappears. No more hurricanes, sure, but weather patterns shift dramatically. Rainforests could dry up, deserts could flood, and places like Canada and Siberia might become oddly temperate as winds blow from the equator to the poles. The oceans have redistributed, creating 2 new polar oceans and a massive supercontinent around the equator where the sea level drops by 5 miles. This new land is barren, recently underwater, and not exactly welcoming to life. Meanwhile, the poles are submerged under miles of water, drowning any remaining land. Penguins and Arctic scientists might be the only survivors, but even they're in trouble. A year-long day. Here's the strangest part. A day on Earth now lasts a year. Earth still orbits the sun, so one side of the planet gets 6 months of sunlight, while the other gets 6 months of darkness. The day side heats up to over 212 degrees Fahrenheit, 100 degrees, hot enough to boil water and turn the landscape into a scorched desert. The night side? Freezing, with temperatures plummeting to deadly lows. Water evaporates from the hot side and migrates to the cooler twilight zones or night side, leaving the day side bone dry. And if you're stuck on the night side, the sky is eerie. The stars don't move anymore because Earth's spin caused that illusion. You'd see the same constellations all the time, with only Mercury, Venus, and Mars occasionally drifting across the sky. It's a beautiful but haunting reminder of how much has changed. Who survives? At this point, most life on Earth is toast. Plants and animals evolve for 24-hour days, and a year-long day throws their circadian rhythms into chaos. Humans might struggle with depression, hormonal imbalances, and even body temperature changes. But some creatures could hang on. Penguins, used to extreme polar conditions, might adapt, though their habitats are likely underwater. Deep-sea extremophiles near hydrothermal vents could thrive, using chemosynthesis instead of sunlight to survive. Microbes, fungi, and lichens might slowly recolonize the new supercontinent, but it would take millions of years for life to rebound. Could humans hack it? If any humans survive, they'd need to get creative. The twilight zone, where the sun hovers near the horizon, offers moderate temperatures. A nomadic lifestyle could work. Follow the twilight around the planet as it orbits the sun. You'd need to grow food in low light, find drinkable water, and dodge the barren supercontinent's challenges. It's a long shot, but humans have a knack for beating the odds. Maybe a small tribe could make it, living like our ancient ancestors, chasing the eternal sunset. The core stops too? So far, we've assumed only the surface stops spinning. But what if the core stops too? Earth's molten iron and nickel core creates a magnetic field that shields us from solar radiation. If it stops, that shield collapses. Radiation would slowly bake the planet, mutating DNA and causing burns. A solar flare or coronal mass ejection would be catastrophic, wiping out anything left on the surface. Life, as we know it, would be over. Could this actually happen? Is this nightmare scenario possible? Technically, yes. An abrupt stop could happen if a planet-sized object slammed into Earth, but that would vaporize everything, making our wind and wave problems seem trivial. Uranus likely got its weird 90-degree tilt from such a collision, and Venus's backward spin might be from a similar impact or the sun's gravitational tug. More realistically, Earth's spin is already slowing by 1.4 milliseconds every 100 years, thanks to the moon's gravitational pull. Tides slow us down, just like Earth slowed the moon until it became tidally locked, showing us only one side. 400 million years ago, days were 21.9 hours long, with 400 days in a year. In 140 million years, a day might stretch to 25 hours. But a complete stop? That's billions of years away. And long before then, the sun will expand into a red giant in about 5 billion years, likely engulfing Earth. So no need to panic just yet. Closing thoughts. So what if Earth stopped spinning? It's a wild thought experiment. 1,000-mile-per-hour winds, oceans rushing to the poles, a year-long day reshaping life as we know it. The planet would become a strange, hostile place, with a barren supercontinent, scorching days, and frozen nights. Yet, life might find a way, as it always does. Maybe penguins, microbes, or even a few scrappy humans chasing the twilight. It's a reminder of how much we owe to Earth's steady spin, keeping our days ticking and our world livable. What do you think? Could you survive this chaos? Let me know in the comments. And if you loved this wild ride, smash that like button and subscribe for more crazy science.